brilliant speed with vibrant service, vibrant broadband internet.
Yep. 'Tis that time, isn't it? It's 10:30, right on the nose.
It is.
61 degrees. We have gotten a little bit of rain lately.
Just a little bit.
Have you noticed?
Has it rained, really?
The ponds, the rivers that didn't used to be ponds and rivers?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's bunches out there.
It's bad. Well, thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming on in. We have, I don't know, do I have to play this instrumental here? I don't know if you can see it or not.
No, you're
No,
fine.
you're good.
Okay.
You're fine.
We'll take
All
it
right.
from here.
No, it just says, here comes the bride, so.
Oh, no. Been there, done that. Oh, for him.
Yeah.
For you.
Uh-huh.
D-Day's coming.
It's coming. It's coming.
Yep.
All the plans are coming together.
All right.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be.
10 days.
Yep.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hopefully all the tuxes fit. That's the big thing right now.
Oh, I remember that too. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I got to, with one of my kids, I got to have these suspenders that were like industrial strength because the pants were as fat as I am, even like for a fatter guy. So it was like, oh my God,
Yeah.
how am I going to walk in those things? Well, they're just, we hoisted them up to about under my armpit.
Oh, wow. Just like squeezed tight.
Yeah, it was terrible. Anyway,
Do what you got to do.
welcome in. Yeah. What are we talking about today?
Well, thanks for having us.
Sure.
Welcome to another Vibrant You Live. I'm Jane.
I'm Nathan.
And I'm Bo.
So this week we're going to be talking about streaming subscriptions, and anything you need to know about that. So, so basically, I think the S word kind of gets a little bit scary. So, basically, Nathan, when you think of the word streaming, what do you think of?
Yeah, people are intimidated by that. They think it's new technology that they don't know how to use, and they're, can never figure it out. All streaming basically is you're watching video, or you could be audio too, over the internet connection. So just like you're used to maybe with cable or even a DVD, that's how you're watching it. Instead, you're doing it over the internet. And most people we talk to, maybe even have Netflix or watch videos on YouTube every now and then, and they don't even know that is streaming. All it is you're watching something over the internet versus your cable, basically.
I know that when we have this class, and one of the things that we ask is how many people watch Netflix, and when you raise your hand, you say that you're streaming, and I had no idea that I was doing that, so that was kind of funny. The other thing is I think people get kind of confused with or stressed out about is the services and the channels that are offered. So
Yeah, there's kind of a difference. So when you talk about the streaming services, that's the companies that put on like Netflix or Amazon Prime or YouTube TV or DirecTV, and we'll go on more descriptions of those later. But that's the company or the platform or the service that you're using to watch something. And then there's the channels, and the channels are not going to be super unfamiliar. A lot of people are used to Channel 5 or Channel 9 or Channel 11 around here. Well, on streaming, you call it usually by the name, like ABC or NBC or Hallmark Channel or stuff like that. So you don't normally go by the numbers as much anymore, but it's the same kind of operating. Once you learn it, it works just as well, if not better, than what we've used for so long. So it's not, it doesn't have to be that foreign. You don't have to be intimidated by it. I know we've helped hundreds of people make the switch to streaming, and I think I could count on one hand probably the people that ended up going back to the cable.
Usually they're like, I should have done this years ago.
I know. Me and my dad, he was a holdout for the longest time, and then my dad just recently said, my gosh, I wasted so much money. It works so much better, and I have more stuff than I had before. He's like, I don't know why I didn't do this sooner. And I'm like, well, I was trying to convince you sooner, but
listen to
whatever.
it's change. It's about the change option.
But yeah, it's more access to content. It's usually easier to do. Nowadays we have internet almost everywhere in our homes, in our pockets, in our cell phones, and so many other places. So it doesn't have to be that hard. And there's different versions of streaming as far as the services you can choose from.
Yeah.
Paul, why don't you kind of start telling us about some different options?
Yeah, we like to categorize them in different, from free all the way up to like cable and satellite replacement. So we'll start with free streaming services. Those are channels like Tubi or Freevee or Crackle or the Roku channel. So those are all completely free to you. They're just advertisement based. So when you watch a movie or a TV show on them, you're going to see some ads, but you don't have to pay anything for them. So a lot of those are going to show up if you get a streaming device like a Roku or an Amazon Fire Stick. Those will show up right on there. there, and they actually release, new free streaming services every so often. So you're going to have access to a ton of content. Typically it's older content with TV shows and movies that have been around for a while, but you don't have to pay anything for them. And then the next...
Well, I was going to say, too, the other thing is people like to watch local channels with the news, and there are some news options on there, right?
They're free. Yep.
Yes, yeah. If you just want to watch the local news, you can download those apps and not have to pay anything. And then if you do want to get into Netflix or Amazon Prime or Hulu, those are categorized under premium streaming services. So those do have a monthly cost to them, or some of them have like a yearly subscription. But those are going to have a wider range of content. They're typically going to have newer TV shows, movies, original content to become kind of the new wave. So if you see, even on TV, you'll turn it on, you'll see a movie that's only on Netflix or only on Amazon, a TV show that you can only get on one of those premium streaming services. So that's where you're going to want to subscribe to those if you want to find that content. And it's not just the same thing every month. Every month they're going to have kind of a cycle of new shows. Some of them will fall off, they'll come back on. Some of them will have content that wasn't available before that is now. So you'll have a ton of different options. And then Nathan can talk a little bit more, and Jane can chime in on streaming services that will replace your cable, your satellite.
Sure. So the live TV, basically, that's the stuff that you're going to pay a little bit more for because it's live.
Yeah, and you get all the channels.
Yep. And there's options. There's Hulu Live, there's DirecTV Stream, there's the YouTube TV, and then I always screw this name up. Is it Fubo?
Fubo.
Yeah.
Fubo. Yep. And so those range in prices anywhere from $75 all the way up to like $150, something like that. But again, it's very similar to having a cable. So if you wanted to record something, you could record it and then watch it and then skip the commercials. We always do that.
Yeah.
Or you can watch it. It's on demand. You can watch it whenever you want to watch it, as opposed to having to sit down at 6 o'clock and watching Wheel of Fortune. So
Sure.
it's the other part of this too is it saves you a lot of money. If you look at your bill for your cable and you look at what a streaming device or streaming service is, significant amount of money. We've saved people anywhere from $50 to $150.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. And, Nathan talks about this all the time, but if you stream at your home and you snowbird, you can take that device and go south with it. And as long as you have internet, you can do that, and you're only having one bill as opposed to two. So it's amazing savings.
Yep. Same with the cabin. If you spend time in the summer with two homes, your home and your cabin. If you have internet at the cabin, you can bring all your TV stuff with you. Just bring your, either buy another Roku or bring your Roku with you or whatever. And these options, like Jane mentioned, these is where you're going to get your local channels, your national news, your sports, your movie channels, the stuff like that. So if you're like, you know what, I like cable, I don't want to do any of that other stuff, but I just pay too much, then maybe one of these services are the option for you. You don't have to get a whole bunch of different stuff if that intimidates you.
Yeah.
You can start small and add more stuff later if you want.
That's what we ended up doing. We started out with Netflix and then just kind of gradually moved into it because it is a learning curve. But, you're going to save a lot of money. And like Nathan said, not many people decide they want to switch back to cable. The other thing is there's a lot of tools that are available to have you look at, I call it a homework assignment. So if you have cable and you are wanting to switch, you have to write down what exactly are the must-have of your TV channels and what you have to get, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So we have a lot of tools that are available that we can help you out with that and just let you know what's the best selection of the streaming and go for it that way. Yeah,
it's usually the hardest part, and it's not even that hard. It's between those different providers that we mentioned, the YouTubes, the Hulus, the DirecTV. It's really just what channels you want, because they all have slightly different channels, and that's usually the biggest differentiator. The biggest one that we hear, it's kind of the hardest one to find, is Bally Sports North, which if you're a Twins, Timberwolves, or Wild fan, that's like 90 to 95% of those games are going to be on that channel, at least for now. Some stuff might change. But Bally Sports North, you're pretty much DirecTV or Fubo are your options. I know I got friends and family that live in the Twin Cities, and I know the big news now over the last few weeks is that Comcast, the biggest provider, I think, in the country.
They dumped them or something.
Yep, Comcast, the biggest provider in the country, and I think the biggest in the metro area, now lost Bally Sports North. So there's a ton of people that are really mad they can't watch Twins games.
Yep.
Luckily, there's the Timberwolves and Wild are basically out of season now, but there's that's one of the hardest channels to find. But like I said, there are two streaming options. DirecTV, Fubo both offer it, so you don't have to. If your cable provider loses it, there's options to get it back. So that's kind of some freedom with streaming. So other streaming services that we talk about, we mentioned YouTube TV, Hulu, and Hulu with live TV. We mentioned Netflix, probably the most popular one in the world still. Apple TV now has a lot of movies and shows. DirecTV, they've been doing satellite for a long time, but now they have a streaming option. And then Amazon Prime Max, which used to be HBO Max, and then Disney Plus, which is really popular for families and kids and stuff too. So there's a ton of options. Bo, I know you stream. Do you have one or multiple of these?
Yeah, I started with a while back. This is almost 10 years ago. I started with Sling TV. It was kind of up and coming. There was a pretty good offer, so I tried it for a while. It worked great, but they just dropped the channels that I wanted. They dropped the two that I watched the most, and that's the best part of streaming. Is like, well, they don't have what I want, so I canceled it. I started with YouTube TV. I've had that for like almost 10 years now, and then I add Netflix. I have Amazon Prime. Once in a while, I'll have HBO Max, or now it's just called Max. And the cool thing about it, I watch a show. If I'm not going to use it for the next couple months, I can just shut the subscription down, start it up again, and that's really the beauty of streaming. It's flexible. It's easy to come and go if you want to for busy seasons. Not have that, but maybe during the winter you're inside a little bit more. It's really flexible, and you can watch it on your phone. Maybe that's one thing we didn't mention. You can take it with you if you're a snowbird, but you can also take it with you in your pocket. And if you have kids, grandkids, and they want to watch Disney Plus, they can just load it up on the tablet. It doesn't add any extra cost to your subscription. It's just part of it, and that's something you just can't do with satellite and cable TV.
Right.
So it's one of the things that separates them.
When I've been on the plane, I download movies and then I watch them. I plug in my earpiece and start watching those, and I don't have to listen to the crying baby or the other people around me.
Yeah. For the guy like me that constantly wants to chat with you. Imagine that.
I'm that person too, though, so I understand. So, Nathan, what do you watch?
I mix it up. We do a lot of different stuff. I got a couple young kids, so they might have one show that's on, Netflix, one show that's on Paramount Plus, Dora the Explorer. I'm looking at you. But we do have a few different options. Some of these, you're actually able to split with another household, depending on the company. Some companies don't let you do that, so it kind of depends. But it can make it a little more affordable to do so. Yeah. But the beauty, like what we talked about, they're all pretty much no contract. You can come and go as you please. You can cancel them, add them, try them out. Woody, I know you do some streaming as well.
Yeah, we've got DirecTV Plus and a couple of different boxes so that we can be full line and quick on those. The other TVs we can still get the DirecTV Plus on there, but it's a little more to sign into. And which one, before you get away, I want the sign-in deal.
Yep.
Okay, so like I'm a talk to text guy, right?
Yep.
So I bring up the newest thing that's got to be signed in, and then I got to do the A.
Yep.
C. Can I just do a talk and it go A, C, or
some of them do have that microphone. Yep. Yeah. Some of them do pop up the microphone option that you can click on and you can speak into it.
For old people like me, that would be really great.
Some of them, I know Netflix does this, YouTube TV. Some of the providers actually, when you go to sign in or log in or whatever, you can actually use your phone and sync it and then do everything on your phone, which everybody's much faster typing on their phone.
Absolutely, yeah.
So some providers have gotten smart because you're right. Clicking the letters one by one on your remote can be a little time consuming.
And then sometimes you're like, I don't even know if I'm typing the password in right because you can't see it. So yeah, I did it the other day on, I think it was Netflix. Is because I have Netflix signed in on my phone, I just had to go to a URL link and it brought me to a sign-in page and the TV just popped right on. So there's ways around it.
The good news is once you're signed in, it should keep you signed in.
Keep it in, yeah.
So you really just do that. You struggle through that once and then you should be good and then you should be pretty set.
Yeah. We forgot to mention too, so if you have multiple TVs in your home, you don't have to rent a device for every TV that you want. So you just buy a Roku or a Fire Stick and put it in there and it's yours, and you don't have to worry about that extra payment.
You don't get
as
dinged
well.
for all those extra screens and everything.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's a lot that goes into streaming. We've kind of covered a brief overview. We're going to be doing a class tonight actually in Paynesville. Our Dreaming of Streaming is going on the road. So we're going to be at the Paynesville Senior Center. That's tonight at 5:30, 6:30.
Also known as the Green Roof Area Center, if you know it by that name. But.
Yep, so if you're in Paynesville, if you're around here, want to make the trip up, that's going to be tonight, 5:30, 6:30. And then this weekend on Saturday, actually, we have our Eden Valley Parade. We're going to be there. Nathan's going to be driving
I'll be there.
the electric vehicle.
Beep, beep.
Yep,
There
he's
you
going to
go.
be throwing out footballs and frisbees.
Footballs and frisbees, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Bring the kids.
yeah, bring out. It's going to be a fun
Hopefully
time.
it stays dry.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to rain,
You might
but
be dreaming of streaming, but it's going to be that streaming that's running down
you know
the
what?
road.
It's been streaming for like 2 weeks. What's the difference at this point?
Yeah, good point.
And we do post these episodes on our Facebook page and on our YouTube channel. So if you want to go back, listen to them, share them with friends and family, just search Vibrant Broadband. And then of course you can listen live here every Wednesday at 10:30 on KLFD.
Beautiful.
And if you have questions for us, just give us a call 693-3231, or you can go to the website vibrantbroadband.com. So I want to thank you for having us again.
Absolutely.
It's always a pleasure.
I look forward to it every Wednesday. It's just like, yeehaw, here they come.
He says that when we're here. But
Yeah, right. We'll see what happens when we leave.
Don't tell them what I really say.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for listening. My name is Bo.
I'm Nathan.
And I'm Jade.
And this has been another Vibrant You Live.
Very good. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Brilliant speed with vibrant service. Vibrant broadband internet. Vibrant broadband internet.